All right, spoilers from here on for WrestleMania Night 2. This is my review. I just got back from watching it. I was watching part of the pre-show, but I wasn't going to finish all of it, so I'm not going to worry about or not the pre-show, the post-show conference or whatever. Usually those are a waste of my time. So I decided not to watch it or watch whatever I could, and now I'm moving on. So here's my review. If you haven't seen WrestleMania Night 2, WrestleMania 42 Night 2, click off now and go and watch it. So here we go. The night opens with Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar, and there's a lot to unpack here. As a lot of people expected, as I had pretty much expected, Obafemi beats Brock Lesnar. That was not a surprise at all. They're trying to hype up Obafemi to be the next big monster heel or big monster in the WWE in place of where Brock Lesnar could be. And I think why that's important is because of what happens after the match. The match went on for about 5 minutes. I was hoping to be longer, but you get what you get with a Brock Lesnar match, I guess. But after the match was over, Lesnar leaves his gloves and his boots in the ring. It was unexpected. Everybody was shocked by it to see that, well, this looks like it's going to be Brock Lesnar's retirement match. Now, it's still up for debate. People have been saying, okay, we're not sure if this is absolutely his retirement match. He could come back. That's always a possibility in the world of professional wrestling, but usually signifying, retirement means leaving your boots in the middle of the ring. And that's what Brock Lesnar did. He was emotional. He hugged Paul Heyman. He was giving handshakes to the people in the crowd. He walked off. And personally, Brock Lesnar is one of my, I wouldn't say favorites, but I've always liked Brock Lesnar. Controversies and all, I don't, we'll talk about controversies in a different video, but essentially, you can't take away what Brock Lesnar's done for the business and how popular he is. The fact that he is a prime level athlete, and a lot of people are just salty about it. He is the definition of being overpowered, I will say that. But it was kind of nice to have somebody finally step up and in the era of Brock Lesnar, in the era of the Conqueror, It felt nice. It felt bittersweet. I'm going to miss Brock Lesnar. I really am. I've in my youth, in days where I was in better shape, I got compared to Brock Lesnar by people I really care about in my gym. And I have a weird kinship with Brock Lesnar in that way. He's awesome. I think he's a genuine human being behind the scenes. I know a lot of people don't like him. Fuck them. They don't really know the guy. So they're just salty that he's overpowered. And now they have somebody in Obafemi who they can reach to feel that same overpoweredness, I guess. But thank you, Brock Lesnar. Being a fan, it has been a pleasure. Now on for the rest of the night. We had a pretty banger ladder match, as expected at WrestleMania. The ladder matches are usually awesome. I hope they bring back the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania. Usually, I grew up on that, so usually those are pretty good. It was a spot fest, and I was thinking Javon Evans was going to win, but I'm not surprised that Penta won because it seemed like, he had the belt for a short amount of time, and it's like, okay, he seems like the one logical person to keep the belt. So it was a fun match. It had a lot of spots, and I made the O face a couple times, so it was fun. Then we had, Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn. Again, it was one of those predictable things where it's like, okay, we know Trick Williams is going to win because Sami Zayn was doing this cringe promo thing for the last couple weeks where he's like, I'm doing this for the ride or die hard Sami Zayn fans. Well, everybody's booing him. It's like, we want you to turn heel because nobody likes this. Nobody likes you anymore. We want you to turn heel so something fresh can happen. Then new Sami Zayn fans will come back, or whatever. But Trick Williams was being hyped up to take the U.S. title, and he did. And I love the fact that we had a whole crowd of people saying "Whoop that trick" in WrestleMania. I saw that years ago with "Whoop that trick" in NXT. The one thing that ruined it was Lil Yachty. Lil Yachty fucking sucks. He's always sucked. And the more they bring in celebrities for WrestleMania, the more it annoys me. Or just WWE in general, it fucking annoys me. And Lil Yachty's no exception. He fucking sucks. That's all I'll say. He's never been good at music. He's never been good at anything. He sounds like a lesbian. and he took me completely out of the match. Not that I was super invested anyway, but congrats to Trick Williams. Then we had Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley, and I thought Jade Cargill was going to win that one too, but somehow miraculously and it was actually a decent match. It was a pretty decent match. I wasn't expecting it to be as well choreographed and as well thought out as it was, because Jade's kind of stiff in the ring and Rhea's a little bit more flexible. But they managed to make it work, and it worked out very well in the match. Obviously, you had Jade's knockoff baddies interfere, and then Io Sky come down and save Rhea, and there was no real swerve or anything. And then Rhea wins. Sorry for all the people that are mad at Rhea and calling her racist and shit. Looks like you guys have to eat shit for this one, because Triple H is not going to get rid of his favoritism for Rhea. He's still got a creepy favoritism fetish for Rhea and Io. So I have to ask the question, what was the fucking point of putting the belt on Jade if she was only going to defend it once and not do anything, talk shit, and then drop it at WrestleMania to Rhea? What was the fucking point? And all the people that were trying to make a race thing out of it, y'all are gay. You're all gay. IWC sucks. Then we have, Demon Finn Balor returns, which, fucking awesome. I always loved the Demon Finn Balor. Not so much of a big fan of how they've jobbered out Finn without the Demon, but when he is the Demon, it's fucking awesome. It always has been awesome. And he goes up against Dominic Mysterio, and that was another fun match. It was a street fight, because otherwise it would have just been fucking boring if they didn't do anything with it. But with the street fights, it's always plastic chairs and toothpick kendo sticks. But Demon Finn Balor does what is it called? I want to say he did like a shotgun drop kick to Dominic while he had the chair around his head, and he hits the corner, and then he puts Dominic on a table and does the coup de grace through the table, which was a cool spot to end the match, and Demon Finn Balor wins. A friend of mine in college is a huge fan of Finn Balor, and she's just like, she's dying to see Finn win something, and I'm like, yes. It's been 10 years. Finn has been nerfed. We're both hoping that we get a SummerSlam revival for Finn Balor. And so one can only dream. He was sort of like the prince that never was. And I hope that they do something with Finn Balor in the future. Am I forgetting anything here? Dominic's entrance was also fucking cool with the Luchador, King of the Luchadors thing. That was cool. Then John Cena came out to do the attendance thing, which I believe it. There's more people in this show than there were yesterday's show. And because I assumed that people thought that this show was going to be better than night one. And certainly in a lot of ways it was. But that was when The Miz and Kit Wilson came out, and they were trying to do their shtick. And then Danhausen comes out with a bunch of midgets. And before you get mad at me, even Michael Cole called them midgets, and he said, "Don't get mad or try and cancel me." So I guess we're just calling these fuckers midgets now, because that's what it is midget wrestling. So Danhausen comes out with a bunch of midgets. They smack Kit Wilson in the balls. Danhausen puts his hand on Miz's balls for a while. And then he does the five knuckle shuffle or whatever. It's a goofy skit to waste time. It's a piss break moment, I'm kind of already sick of fucking Danhausen, I'm not going to lie. I'm sick of Kit Wilson, too. And in some ways, I'm sick of The Miz. I'm not going to lie. And John Cena was just there to soak it all in. But then we go on to the main event, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. Now, I wasn't expecting much from this match, and I wasn't expecting a huge swerve or anything at the end. And that's exactly what happened, so I wasn't super disappointed. I thought the match was good. I was worried about CM Punk's stamina, but it turns out with Roman Reigns' pace in main event matches like this at WrestleMania, it was like right up Punk's alley. And it was a back and forth. I noticed something with the two main events in the last two nights. We had two guys who were here during times of strife for WWE. I mean, obviously the pandemic and the later years of Vince McMahon booking. Roman Reigns and Randy Orton, who had stuck around, who became the guys who carried WWE for a long time. right? Versus two guys who left WWE and went to AEW and for different reasons, um, you know, came out and came back, right? Cody Rhodes leaving to make AEW and become more of a homegrown guy over there, and a do-it-yourself kind of guy. And then CM Punk, who had took a hiatus for 8 years, 10 years if you include his time in AEW. And so we had two AEW guys who retracted from AEW to WWE, and two guys, Roman Reigns and Randy Orton, who had been here the whole time, who had been in WWE the whole time. On one hand, you had Cody Rhodes, the self-made man, beat Randy Orton, albeit in a really dumb match. Well, the match wasn't dumb, the finish was. And you have Roman Reigns and CM Punk, where Roman is the one who beats Punk, because Punk is not the self-made man, but he is resilient and he's the underdog. They even had the hype promo to get him in his entrance. They let him use his Ring of Honor music, which I thought was fucking cool. And I thought, well, we're about to get I don't know how they managed to get that Ring of Honor music, but maybe there was a phone call to Tony Khan. I don't know. I'd love to see a AEW WWE collab. A lot of people would. Don't lie. Don't lie, you partisans. You would love to see WWE and AEW collide. I know you would. So seeing his Ring of Honor theme song before he came out was pretty awesome. And CM Punk got his main event moment, but it was a back and forth, resilient match. There was a lot of ring psychology. One moment, CM Punk throws his wrist tape at Roman. It falls on the mat. The ref picks it up and throws it away. During that time, CM Punk tries to hit a low blow on Roman, showing heel tactics, much like how Cody Rhodes did the night before. You seeing a pattern here? But it wasn't enough to beat Roman Reigns. After all the spots, after all the exhaustion, it was a well, played out match. I thought it was great. And Roman Reigns, he hits him with the spear, and he beats CM Punk to win another world championship. Where it goes from here for Roman Reigns and CM Punk, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much they can milk out this tribal chief thing. And Punk doesn't have a lot of time on his wrestling years, if you will. So I don't know where it goes from here, but it was nice to see a WrestleMania that ends semi-satisfactory for some people. A lot of people were upset, but at least it wasn't like, oh, The Rock came out and fucking ruined the match or something, or you know what I mean? It wasn't something goofy and dumb that would completely ruin it. It was a clean finish. I think the weakest part of this match was the build. It didn't feel like they had enough story, and it was just more brawls, talking shit, brawls, and like no story behind it. They could have gone with, I'm Roman Reigns, and I've been carrying WWE all these years while you were sitting on the couch, and you had a failed UFC career, and you failed in AEW, and you're old. And then Punk's like, I'm not old, I still got it. I might have been gone for 8 years, but I can still handle. And then in the ring, we see in the match itself, Punk is gassing out, but he's still got fighting in him. And it could be a matter of, does he still have it? Does he still got it? Can he still maintain championship status, right? So in a way, they kind of did it without doing the build-up properly, which I found weird. Nonetheless, it looks like Obafemi has called out Roman Reigns, and we're going to hopefully see Obafemi become a big star and win the world title from Roman Reigns. That'd be great. But it's WrestleMania. I don't know what to expect from here. I don't know what's going to happen next. So, yeah, overall it was a pretty predictable WrestleMania, but nonetheless, it wasn't like the worst thing ever. Not even as bad as last year. So, it was a step up above, but it's like, the apathy's kind of sank in a little bit. I don't have a lot of hope that things are going to change. Triple H isn't going anywhere. The booking's not going to get any better. Sorry to shut everybody down on that, but that's just how it is. This WrestleMania wasn't a complete, absolute failure, so there's not going to be a lot of changes happening. So I don't see a lot to be excited about, but we'll see. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And one more big thank you to Brock Lesnar for all the memories. And I guess go Oba or go Trick or whatever. I don't know. It's WrestleMania. Don't smoke crack.